know, in my committees, there's a practical limitation. I usually only have 3 or 4 witnesses. But in this particular case, if we're going to have a full conversation about this agreement, you know, we do need to think about all the negotiating parties and all the parties affected that are not at the table. You know, the USTR here, the life insurers, the reinsurers, the major brokers. And the practical limitations don't allow us really to make the hearing that broad, but I would make that point. And if I could summarize where I think we are today in terms of these tracks, on the one hand, the states are going down a path where reinsurance collateral requirements are already being lowered, albeit at a snail's pace, and in return, the EU has not agreed to any relief for U.S. insurers or reinsurers. It's possible we get nothing then for something. So that's one path. And meanwhile, Congress gives Treasury and the USTR the power to negotiate a covered agreement. A power, by the way, which was debated in this very committee and unanimously supported by both sides of the aisle on a bipartisan basis. Treasury and USTR then negotiated an agreement that effectively agrees to what the states have already agreed to do and lower the reinsurance collateral. In return, we open up the entire EU reinsurance market to U.S. reinsurers without discrimination, and we save direct writers billions of dollars in European compliance costs, which, as we've heard today, can be passed along to consumers. So I would just ask Ms. Pusey, am I missing something here in the way this appears to me?
No, sir, that's our read as well.
And I'd ask Mr. McCraith, without this agreement in place, we have seen regulators in the UK and in the Netherlands, Austria, Germany, Poland, place U.S. companies at a severe disadvantage. If we scrap this agreement, as some are suggesting today, where does that leave us? And what are state regulators authorized to do to adequately address these issues? Is the EU looking to sign MOUs with 50 states?
U.S. reinsurers were being denied opportunities 9-10 months ago in the EU. We resolved that issue through the agreement and opened the entire European market to U.S. reinsurers. U.S. primary companies were being asked to comply with extraordinary regulatory requirements in the EU that could be increasingly burdensome but for this agreement. I can't speak to what the Europeans would do in the event this agreement were to fail in the United States, but I know that our industry and American insurance jobs have a lot, our industry has a lot to lose, and American insurance jobs are at stake.
Well, that was my read of the situation as well, Mr. McCraith, and I'll yield back, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The gentleman yields back.